Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Christian. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, good day. Wherever you are, whenever you're seeing this, I hope you are good. So guys, today we're going to be celebrating the spring equinox. Happy New Year, everybody. Happy spring equinox. I'm so excited that we are finally in spring. I've been saying that I can't wait to get to spring, and we are finally here. So I hope you guys are feeling great. I hope you're feeling uplifted. I hope you're feeling confident and just feeling like your best self. You know, this winter and this fall was a really rough moment. It's been rough for everybody. I've seen everybody in my life and everybody that I've been working with and just the world. We've seen so much come to the surface. We've seen so many people have to make, decisions about what they want to do, life-changing decisions. We've seen so many things unfold. So many things have been unfolding in our own lives. A lot of us have experienced grief or family tragedy or issues in our friendships, breakdowns in our friendships. There's been so much that's happened in this winter and fall season. Literally, things have been going crazy since the fall. And if you are here and you're always here and you've been watching my videos since like September, I've been letting you guys know that this was going to be a season for us to recognize everything that we need to change. Everything that we need to change, every issue, every trauma, every insecurity, every fear. We are aware of everything that we need to work on right now. And this season is going to be about putting all of those into practice so we're able to plant the right seeds. We don't have the excuse of ignorance anymore. Nobody does. Ignorance is bliss, and that's why everybody's miserable, because we do not have the bliss of ignorance anymore. We all have the knowledge and the wisdom of where we're going, what we're supposed to be doing, what we're supposed to be stepping into. We all have that right in front of us. So it's our opportunity right now to step into it and, make the most of it. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. Some downloads that I have been getting for you guys about the spring equinox energy and how to make the most of it. We're also going to be talking about getting out of your own way. That's going to be the overall umbrella topic, because that's really what this is all about. A lot of us are in our own way. And if there's anything in your way, it's you. If there's anything in your way, it is you. There is no obstacle in your life that you are not allowing to be in your life. Anything that you're dealing with, anything that's going on in your life right now, you can find a way to make it something different, to change it, to switch it up, to use it to your benefit, or to work with what you have. We aren't ever in a situation where we should give up, ever. Even if all we can do is pray, is manifest, is hope, is speak positivity. Even if all we have is our voice, even if you lose your voice and all you have is your mind to think good things, you know what I'm saying? That's a blessing. That's a gift. That's an opportunity to change our lives around. And I think we've been made aware of all of our issues and all of our problems. So now we're going to see a drastic difference in the paths that people are going. Some people are going to go down a path that says, oh my God, look at all of these reasons I'm not going to be able to make it. It's solidified that I'm never going to be able to make it. And some people are going to give up forever. Some people have seen all they needed to see and they're packing it up and they're never going to try going after their dreams or fulfilling their purpose again. And some people are like, I know I have all of this against me. This only makes me more pumped to deal with this shit so I can move forward. It's like some people are going to give up and some people are going to fight to the death. And some people fight or flight, like in survival situations, people do different things. I didn't even finish the intro and I'm already getting into the topic, but I'm going to go with the flow. I expected this to be a conversation of just straight downloads for you guys. So I'm going to go wherever my mind takes me. Whatever the Lord wants me to say to you guys, I'm going to just go with it. But we have all been in situations where we could have stayed and it would have been the end of us. Mentally, psychologically, emotionally, we know that we would have been giving up on our hope, on our future, on our peace of mind to stay in a space. And it could have been easy to stay. It was available for us to stay. It's not like we couldn't have made that decision, but we chose to go against what would have been easier, and we chose the hard route, even though we knew it was going to be hard. We knew it was going to rip us from the inside out. We knew it was going to make us uncomfortable and isolate us and make us see everybody differently and feel differently about the world and fight even harder. We knew that, but we chose to deal with it anyway, to face it head on anyway, to fix it anyway, to navigate it anyway. And the things that we've experienced so much, you're either feeling your strongest ever or you're feeling like you're at your weakest point ever. So I guess we'll kind of be talking a little bit about that, what to do if you're feeling like you're at your strongest, and if you're feeling like you're at your weakest right now, what to do. Because a lot of you, like the bad thoughts have just kind of taken over everything and you can't stop the thoughts from coming. And for one moment in time, we all felt that way. We were waking up and we were stressing and going to sleep and stressing and waking up and stressing. We were just experiencing issue after issue, problem after problem, conflict after conflict. But eventually you have to say, you know what? I'm in control of my mind. I'm in control of my life. I don't care what I think. I don't care what I'm afraid of. I don't care. I'm going to do something different right now. Even if it means I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, even if it means doing something bad just to shake it up, I have to do something different. I have to do something different by any means necessary. And again, some people have stepped into that, and some people have just kind of allowed these energies to pile down on top of them. So let's get into that. I wanted to let you guys know that I'm doing spring equinox private readings, and I'm going to be sending them out the rest of this week. They're $33. Whenever we do the reading, we're going to be figuring out how you can make the most of this fresh start, what has prepared you for this moment, and also what can you use to help you push forward. So what has prepared you to step into this, everything you went in the fall and winter, how has prepared you for right now, what can you use to push forward, what things are going to be helping you move forward in spite of everything you've experienced, and also how you can make the most of this fresh start as a whole. If you're interested in getting a private reading about that, you can check the top of the description box to see where you can send in your $33, and I'm going to send in the reading same day. The only reason your reading won't get sent same day is if you send it super late at night, because I'm asleep. But other than that, I will send out your reading same day. So yeah, if you guys are interested in readings, get them. I'll be sending them out the entire week. So get into it and figure out what the spring equinox is going to show up for you as. If you guys want releasing readings, to check into the book club, the online community, the podcast, your tarot course, buy Pixie Apothecary stuff, buy jewelry, get you a crochet bag, whatever the case may be, check down below in the description box. You can get into everything. Now, let's get into the spring equinox energy. So let's kind of talk about the two different mindsets. I'm going to talk about the weakest mindset first. And there's nothing wrong with weak also. Like, I'm going to work to destigmatize these bad words this year, at least on my platform. Like, we're going to talk about being weak. We're going to talk about being jealous. We're going to talk about, not liking ourselves. We're going to talk about whatever harsh, uncomfortable things we don't want to. We're going to bring the shadow to the light, essentially. And that's what this, fall and winter season did. It brought the shadow to the light. Now, because of everything we've been experiencing since 2020, we all are a little bit more aware of our shadow. We all have a little bit less of a veil over our eyes. It's different when you recognize something and you're like, oh, okay, that's something I have to work on, but whatever, I'll work on it when I get to it. Versus thinking about something that you have to work on and it becoming a haunting nightmare for you every single night, every single day, every single decision, every single situation. You keep thinking about this insecurity, this doubt, this fear, and you can't get away from it. When those things happen, it's an opportunity for you to deal with it. It's an opportunity for you to face it. So whenever we're in a space of facing our shadow, you are in a space of ultimate weakness. How do you know you're strong unless you're in a space of weakness? The only reason everybody's feeling their strongest ever is because they've been drugged through the mud, drugged through the dirt, and they said, you know what, I'm gonna get up anyway and make it across the finish line, even though I ain't got no legs left, and I ain't got no knees left, and I ain't got no hips left, and it's just me and my arms, and I'm a stump. I'm gonna do whatever I can, because we have been obliterated, some of us, you know what I'm saying? Like, we've experienced, I don't know, some people have had breakdowns, some people have had breakthroughs. In the breakdowns, there's been so much that we've collectively experienced, mentally, in our families and our friendships, and how we feel about ourselves and about the world in the last couple of months. So for all of us, it's been a lot. But if you're in a space where you're feeling very, very weak and you're trying to find your strength, then I want you to focus on what this means for you. What does all of this stuff that you've learned mean for you? What does it mean for you? Does it mean that now you have the wisdom that you didn't have before, that now you have the knowledge and the experience that you didn't have before? Do you know more about yourself? Do you see yourself in a different light? And even if you aren't able to see yourself in a good light right now, even if all you're able to focus on is your problems, just look at it and deal with it, and don't turn away from it and cower underneath it and feel like, oh, well, this is just going to be who I am and I'm never going to be able to get up under this. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. And if you're in a space of feeling like that and feeling like you can't control your mind or your energy, or you just aren't in the space that you need to make this moment your moment, then I really just suggest that you pray for real, fast. Maybe you should do a fast, maybe you should do a detox or something. Pray and get your mind and get your energy right, because you don't have anybody but you. We all don't have anybody but ourselves. We can motivate each other. We can have people that motivate us. But if you can't tell yourself to do it, then it doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, it's about your relationship with yourself. It's about you being able to encourage yourself, you being able to turn a discouraging moment into one that powers you into a new beginning. In my last video, I mentioned a little bit about how you can turn your pain into happiness. So if you're feeling in a weak space, then watch the last video that I posted so you can figure out how to start doing that in your mind. But it's going to take time. It's just like if you've been, riding a bike one way forever and now you have to ride it a completely different way. You've been programmed to do one thing forever. And now you just have to teach yourself to do something different. It's going to be hard, but it's not going to be impossible. And it might not be that hard as you do it a couple of times in the beginning. I think the fear of it and the doubt that you'll have for the rest of your life, the insecurity that you'll have for the rest of your life, the energy that you'll feel in your body physically, the stress that will be on your heart and on your brain and on your nervous system as you are living in fear every day, living in anxiety every day, living in depression every day. It's way, 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 way easier to just do it. It's easier to just do it. I just told one of my really good clients the other day, let your motto be just do it for this season. And I think that should be everybody's motto. Because I've talked to a couple of clients. I've had a lot of people, just tell me that I've just seen a lot of people be at their breaking point, whether it's in the releasing sessions I've been doing so many releasing sessions. A lot of people feel like they're at a breaking point, or some people are, in the session and they're like, I have to change something. There has to be a turning point here. So I think it's also about not accepting that this is who you are. Like some of us have felt bad for so long. We just accept that we're an insecure person that just feels bad about who they are and where they're going. We're somebody that just can't feel good about it. We're somebody that just can't fill in the blanks. It's easy for everybody else, but we just can't do it for ourselves. Stop believing that about yourself. Stop believing that about yourself and understand that you can think you are whoever you want. Nobody told me that I was this. I decided that this was what I wanted to be. I decided I wanted to look like this and talk like this and do this work and be in this position. Nobody said you should do that. I did that for myself. Now, sometimes you'll have people that tell you you should do that, but most of the times you won't, especially on a day-to-day basis when you're having that dialogue with yourself. There is nobody that's going to come in and say, by the way, have you done this? Even if somebody is, a business friend or an accountability partner, they have their own lives too. So you have to make sure you're holding yourself accountable. You have to make sure that you're challenging yourself to step into different things, venture into different avenues, and explore all of the things that are out there for you versus feeling like these things that you've discovered confirm the worst about you. Don't feel like that. That's the worst thing that we can do, is allow God to bring a lesson into our lives. And instead of it building us up and doing what it's supposed to do and make us strong and make us recognize, hey, I can handle hard things. I've come thus far. Like, even if you're feeling so bad, you should be pumped just thinking about how much of a big drastic change you're going to make. The worse you feel, the better you're going to feel in the end, because it's going to be more of a drastic change, and that might sound a little crazy because it's like, dang, you have to feel bad to have a good comeback. But anybody that is just not a stranger to feeling bad knows that that is the truth. The sadder you are, whenever you're feeling your best, those moments mean the most because you felt absolutely terrible. That there was once a moment you didn't know if you were going to be able to be okay again. I've been in moments of grief where I was like, I'll never be happy again. I'll never be okay again. I don't know if I'm ever going to make it through this, if I'm ever going to feel normal again. And the funny thing about time is that nothing lasts forever. No feeling lasts forever. And even grief, grief changes. And I say grief because a lot of us have been grieving. This has been a season of grieving for all of us. Grieving our old timelines, grieving old expectations, grieving the potential that we thought for certain people or certain relationships, grieving old parts of ourselves, grieving old opportunities or old ideas, or grieving grudges that we have to let go of, recognizing where we need to take accountability, and maybe grieving about the mistakes that we made in the past. Like some of us have been dealing with a lot of regret, a lot of grief, a lot of sadness, a lot of loss in all different areas of our lives. And that puts you in a space of feeling very down, of feeling very alone, of kind of feeling hopeless or feeling like you don't have control. And the surrender that comes from that is what allows you to step into the next place. If you're still trying to find your strength, but you want to make sure you can find your strength in a way that feels good and makes sense and you know, it's going to fit into your normal life and everybody's going to love you because of it. And you're going to be super, super likable and everything's going to work out great. And you're never going to have another problem again. And it's going to solve all your issues forever. You know, you're going to spend your life looking for that kind of solution versus being like, whatever you have for me, whatever life has for me, I'm going to take it as my solution and run with it, you know? If you're, let's say, for example, someone is on the bus stop and they have people walking by and people keep saying, can I help you? Can I help you? Can I help you? And this person keeps saying no because they're looking for somebody that's like 5'8.5", half of their hair blonde, half of their hair red. They got a gold tooth all the way in the back of their mouth. They got one kidney missing. Like they looking for something so specific because they feel like this is exactly what they need. Nobody has told them that. Nobody has told them that or put that in their head. All God told them to do was wait on the bus stop and said he was bringing somebody to the bus stop. Now they done just started thinking on the bus stop like, wow, it must be this and this and this and this and this. And we create this scenario in our heads on the bus stop and we miss every opportunity that passed for us to step into something different because we're waiting on one thing. And the longer you wait on that bus stop, what you think gonna happen? God done forgot about me. I'm not meant to do this. We start taking it out on ourselves and thinking that it's not what it is. When it's like, just take a chance. Just believe that something can be foreign to you and work out for you in the end. Believe that your finish line is something that you have not seen. Like, you know, my Bible kids might know the verse specifically. I don't know it exactly, and I'm a Bible kid myself, but I don't know this verse exactly. But there's a verse in the Bible that says, like, what God has for us is exceedingly and abundantly beyond anything we can imagine. Like, what God has for us is, you know, like, you might be like, oh, I want to be a talk show host. And God might be like, I'm going to make you a talk show host and a best-selling author, and I'm going to allow you to teach other talk show hosts, and I'm going to give you your own network, and I'm going to give you this, and I'm going to let you have your university where you teach other people how to do what you do. And it's like, you might think you want one thing, and God is like, yeah, I'm going to let you get a little taste of this dream, so you carry this dream until you know whatever, and this is enough to keep you going. But God is going to give you enough to keep you going. God is never going to show you everything that he has for you. So if you can't even dedicate your time to the little bit of taste that you got where you're supposed to step into, how can you even show God that you're ready for everything else? How can you show God that you're ready for everything else? You know, you have to prove it to yourself first and believe it for yourself first, because God already knows what he wants you to do. He already knows what he wants you to do, but you have to believe it for yourself, and you have to know that you can make it happen. You have to know that you can achieve it, and you have to know that you're worthy of that. You know, it's not about what you need to do and what you didn't do and the mistakes that you made and all the opportunities you missed out on and how bad you feel. That doesn't really matter right now. How bad you feel doesn't matter. It mattered in the winter and the fall when you were able to see the extent of your trauma. You already know how bad you feel, so stop focusing on that. Find some ways to help how bad you feel. Find some ways to help how bad you feel. Aren't you tired of feeling bad? Aren't you tired of feeling bad? I know you are, because I hate feeling bad. I hate living in a space of stress. Like, if I'm feeling bad, I got to put some music on. I got to dance around. I got to do something. I got to get myself together. I have to find something that I can do to change my mood so I can change my energy and get back on the mindset that I need to get on. You have to give yourself the benefit of doing something different. Change your routine up. Do something different. Challenge yourself to step into a new space that's going to elevate your spirit, elevate your mind, and just help you accept the space that you're in. Help you accept the space that you're in. Don't feel like you have to control everything. Don't feel like you have to know everything. You know, take the experience as a wisdom, as a gift. The ability of sight is a good thing. It's a good thing that you can see now. It's a good thing that you can know now. You weren't better off before. It's a good thing that you're in this mindset now, because you can use all of these things to your benefit. And that's literally what you're supposed to be doing anyway. Using all of these things to your benefit. You know, we're never put through things just for us to be put through them. You know, it's always for us to be set up for our benefit moving forward. We're probably going to get a little bit more into, you know, if you're feeling weak, but take that into account. If you're feeling weak and if you're feeling down, use that stuff for your benefit and find things that make you feel good and start doing that. Start listening to music, getting some sun, walking in nature, you know, going out places. And if you don't have the energy to do those things, I really do not know what to tell you. You know, it's a lot of people that can't get themselves up out the bed, can't get themselves to make a change, and they end up just feeling bad forever and just feeling bad forever. And sometimes we will feel bad forever. You know, everybody isn't going to be able to get it together, but that ain't going to be me. I don't want to feel like that no more than I have to. And if you know that you don't like feeling bad, if you know that that's not how you really should be feeling, if you really, really and truly know that about yourself, you know, then you're not going to accept that forever. You're not going to accept that for your life, because eventually you'll remember, this ain't me. Even if you've been gaslighting yourself and tricking yourself for months or even years, that is you. Eventually, you're going to snap out of it. So give yourself the time to snap out of it by bringing little moments of joy back into your life. And I know I've mentioned this before. Going to a park, going on a solo trip, seeing old friends, meeting new people, going window shopping, getting out the house, watching old movies that bring you back a little nostalgia, doing things that make you happy and bring joy into your life. Start there. And then, it'll make it easier for you to face the things that you dealt with the winter and fall, because those things are still going to be issues for us. But we're going to build up this spiritual armor and strength right now so we can think about those things and it's not going to break us down and ruin our day. We can think about those things and evolve and level up and set ourselves up for something different and something better and move forward into a different space that's going to really be giving us what we need. So, yeah. For those of us feeling strong and feeling great, I'm super, super proud of you. And you should be proud of yourself. And remember how you feel in this moment. And remember the things that brought you to this moment. And make sure you write them down because you're going to need them again, You always want to give yourself a big, big, big pat on the back and a lot of love and encouragement for every little thing that you do. And that's something that you should do if you're feeling weak right now. That's something you should do if you're feeling weak right now. Be proud of yourself just for saying in your mind, I'm going to do something different. Just be proud of yourself for wanting to make a change. Like, start celebrating yourself for the little things. And this isn't about being delusional. It's about reminding yourself that just putting effort into being different is a big, 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 big deal. Just like I said, a lot of people are unhappy and they're just going to be unhappy. So deciding that you're not going to be unhappy and being willing to do whatever needs to be done to make sure that you're not unhappy is a big, big, big deal. So you should pat yourself on the back and give yourself a lot of self-love and be proud of yourself for even wanting change. Be proud of yourself for wanting change. And when you start feeling better and moving and grooving, be proud of yourself for sharing your life. Be proud of yourself for starting your YouTube channel or starting your business. Be proud of yourself for finally having a difficult conversation or finally, getting rid of the clothes from your ex or finally cleaning out your place or finally, making a point to say, hey, I'm going to do this on this date. Be proud of yourself for those things. Be proud of yourself for those things. Don't allow yourself to feel like, the spaces that you stepped into aren't good enough. Don't let yourself feel like the things that you are, doing and achieving aren't valuable enough. Don't feel like, okay, yeah, I did this, but I really want to do this. So until I do this, I can't celebrate. No. Celebrate everything that you do. Start to celebrate yourself more. And as someone that's feeling strong right now, you should definitely be celebrating yourself every day. But also make sure that you are being patient with yourself still. Don't overwhelm yourself. Don't feel like you have to get everything done right now. And don't be hard on yourself when another time comes around when you're feeling at a weak moment again. Because like I said, weakness is not a bad thing. It's not a bad word. And nobody is a stranger to weakness. If you're feeling strong now, then enjoy it. But you'll be feeling weak again sooner or later. We all will. Even if you just have a weak hour or a weak moment or whatever, we're all going to be in moments where we're like, we have that little of doubt, like that little second of like, wait, like we all have that little moment, and sometimes it's easy to catch it, and sometimes it might take a little bit longer to catch it, and you might end up in, a space for a couple weeks where you like, I didn't think it was going to take me this long to get myself back together, but let me finally start to do it. Everybody's journey looks different, and we should stop being hard on ourselves and being mean to ourselves and, making ourselves feel like we're not doing enough. Just trying and putting forth the effort that you can pull forward is a really, really great thing. And something that I'm going to be doing with the students in my Fruit for You course, and I'm going to be doing another semester of Fruit for You in the fall, by the way, but something that we're going to be doing is we're going to be focusing on how to approach your tasks when you have a lot of energy, a medium amount of energy, and little to no energy. And I want you guys to do the same exercise. So you guys can journal about this or think about this. I recommend journaling. It's good to write stuff down. You remember 80% of the stuff you write down. So write down things that you can do for yourself when you have high energy. So cleaning your place, calling a friend, going out, taking yourself to lunch. Think about the things that you can do maybe when you're feeling really high energy or when you're just in a moment and you're feeling good and you're like, I want to make use of this energy. Write down some things you can do when you're feeling a lot of high energy. Also write down some things that you can do when you have let's say maybe 60% energy to maybe like 40. When you're in that mid range, or maybe like 40% to 75. When you're in that mid range, when you're feeling kind of halfway feeling it, but not really, think of some things where you can still show up for yourself that doesn't require a whole bunch of effort. So maybe, doing a spa day at home. You don't have to leave your house, but it's still a way for you to take care of yourself, or doing some journaling. It could be anything, even preparing yourself, a really simple meal. If there's something that you like a comfort food, or baking yourself some cookies, or, doing something small for yourself. And also something that requires little to no effort. So if you just need to, close your eyes and pray, or whisper an affirmation to yourself, or if you want to write a love letter to yourself, or a letter of encouragement to yourself that you can read when you're in those moments where you have no energy, no hope, you're feeling really, really down, and you can read that, to yourself, and it'll lift your spirits. You have to create your own prescription for your life, because nobody is going to be with you every day saying, oh, you feeling bad? Do this. Oh, you feeling this? Do this. So you have to do that for yourself. And it may seem silly to literally have a checklist of, oh, I'm feeling this today, let me do this. But you better do it. You better feel silly, and you better get it together, because if you're not, you're going to be miserable forever. Everybody doesn't need to do that, but if you need to do that, then do it. Like, there's nothing that's too much or too over the top for you and getting yourself together. Seriously. So do some self-reflection in these moments, no matter how you're feeling right now, whether you're feeling really, really good or not so good. Do some reflection in these moments and figure out, what is working for you, and what you feel you can pour your energy to when you have a lot of energy, a medium amount of energy, and not so much energy at all. So I definitely think that's going to be something that you guys can do, because this season is also about taking care of yourself. It's about self-regulation, self-sufficiency, self-reliance, being able to know what you need and pour into yourself, instead of waiting on someone to save you, or waiting on an idea, or waiting on things to get better, to make you feel better. You should be able to make yourself feel better no matter what you're feeling. So even when you do get in the space where you're feeling better, don't be hard on yourself when a weak moment pops up again. Ask yourself what energy you have, and dedicate yourself to putting a little bit of energy into something. There are gonna be some days where you don't feel like looking at the list. That is fine, but don't make that your norm. Don't accept a life where giving up is your norm. Too many of us give up too easy. Don't let giving up be your norm, and don't only feel good when things are going good. Don't only feel good when, all the boxes are checked off. You want to always love on yourself and always feel like you're at your strongest. Even when I'm in moments of feeling really, really weak, where I doubt myself, I know I'm strong, because I know there's other parts of my mind that are reminding me that I'm okay, even if parts of my mind feel like everything is falling apart. So being strong is not about feeling 100% good. It's just about knowing that it's going to be okay, and being willing to face whatever is happening. And even, giving yourself the patience to give yourself, the time to face what you need to face. But know what you need. If you need 24 hours, then give yourself 24 hours. If you need 48, then give yourself 48. If you need some time to just decompress, unplug from everything, then do that. Give yourself the time that you need, but don't abandon yourself. Don't abandon yourself, and don't give up on yourself. That's really what strength is, not abandoning yourself. Not abandoning yourself. And I guarantee you, the people that feel strong right now feel like this with themselves. They feel tight with themselves right now. And if you're in a space where you're feeling weak, you're in a space where you're just feeling like you don't understand, you probably aren't really feeling that close to yourself. You're probably feeling like there's a lot of things separating you from really understanding you. So start by just focusing on what makes you feel good. And I'm sure I've said a lot of other things in the video that you can do. I don't even remember what I've said and what I haven't said, because I've just been talking literally. But I hope that this spring equinox is a great moment for you guys. This is a time to rededicate yourself to the creative paths that you want to step into, the things that you want to achieve, and the things that you want to do and see and have for yourself. So I think that this is really going to be a great opportunity for all of us to understand a little bit more about ourselves and see ourselves in real time. And I always say to people, if you start, feeling good on your journey, then buckle up, because now is going to be the time for you to apply everything that you learned in the wilderness. Now is going to be the time for you to apply all of your skills, to set your boundaries, to manage your time wisely, to give yourself the pep talk, to remind yourself of your worth. This is going to be the time for you to do that. And, no matter what space you're in, always show up for yourself, always give yourself what you need. And love yourself, and really, really pour into yourself, and give yourself the space that you need to do the work. Don't compare your journey to anybody else's, but don't turn your back on you. This is about you. This is your life. You are the center of your life. Your life is a movie starring you. Imagine what kind of movie star you are if you're not even feeling confident in yourself. If you're supposed to do something and you're not even saying a line, you're avoiding it for days. Like, Imagine if your last week was, the opening scene in your movie. And this last week you were supposed to, maybe do something that was difficult or uncomfortable. And you literally just let yourself stress about it all week instead of figuring out how you could decompress the stress on day 3 and make a plan to do it on day 5 and spend day 6 and 7 celebrating. You could have did that. You still would have gave yourself 3 days to be like, what the fuck am I going to do? Give yourself a little time to lose it. You can have a little breakdown, but then have a plan to get yourself together so you can figure out what you need to do, no matter what they may look like, A lot of stuff that we have going on that stops us from doing what we need to do is in our head. Anxiety, insecurity, not wanting to be disappointed, not wanting to disappoint others, not wanting to embarrass ourselves, not wanting to come off a certain way, not wanting to be misunderstood. When in reality, none of that matters. All of the things that I just mentioned is all about perception. You can be disappointed in yourself, but again, you set the standard. If somebody is a thief, when they steal, they're not going to be disappointed. But if you're not a thief, when you steal, you'll be disappointed because that's not what you do. That's not your character. So the same thing goes. If you know that you might need a couple of days to process a hard thing, then don't make that your threshold for what makes you a loser. Why do you feel like a loser for doing the things that you need to do to just process what you're feeling? If you know you need to have a day where you cry everything out to feel good, why do you make yourself feel like a simp or vulnerable or weak or sensitive for crying when you know that's what you need? If you know it's something you need, it doesn't matter what other people think about it. Or, where somebody else might feel, girl, I know you're not talking about somebody else in 2024. I know you're not. I know you can't be. If you talking about somebody else, if you talk about what other people feel in 2024, shame on us for thinking that. Because sometimes I think that too, and I have to catch myself like, girl, please, shame on us. We cannot be doing ourselves this in 2024. Like, the stuff that we see on social media, the stuff that people let trend, honey, we don't need people's approval. We don't need to be focused on making other people comfortable or none of that. Because the most vile people, the sickest stuff, the most low down stuff, the monsters of the industry and of the world have lots of followers, lots of people that love them and pour into them. So do not chase the approval of people. I know that's something that we always look for, but look for not the approval, but look for the acceptance of your soul family. Replace your desire for the approval of people with the desire to have acceptance from your soul family, because you should really only care about how your soul family feels about you. Anybody else, it really shouldn't matter, because you're not my soul family anyway. You're not my soulmate anyway. So you're going to get left whenever stuff goes left anyway. You're going to be gone whenever things go wrong in my life anyway. I can't depend on you anyway. So why do I care what you think about me and how you feel about me when you're not even really like this with me anyway, And that comes from being close to yourself. If you're very close to yourself, you are never going to allow somebody that's not close to you to set the tone for you. You set the tone for you because you know you. Now, granted, if you have people in your life that know you as well, you might, take their suggestions or take their advice. But in the end of the day, you have the final say because you know you and you know what you need. So you cannot be chasing the approval of others, and you cannot allow the fear of embarrassment or disappointment or the fear of failure or whatever. You can't allow anything that's based on how other people are going to see or perceive you to hold you back and to hold you down. Embrace humility that tells you everybody can think that you're a freak. To be honest, if you're doing what God has called you to do, if you're fulfilling your purpose and you're happy about it, everybody can think you're a freak. Who cares? Who cares? It's better off doing that than fulfilling the world and being miserable. And I don't know why we think that. There are so many people that everybody loves and they hate themselves and they hate life. So why do we think that people liking us is going to equate to us having a happy life? I don't know why we think that. Sometimes we also need to just focus on the facts. When you're in a moment of feeling bad, focus on the facts. A lot of times if you focus on the facts about where we are in the state of the world, you can find something to be grateful about, and you can find a reason to just accept whatever is going on and move forward. A lot of things aren't the end all be all like we think. A lot of things aren't going to be the final nail in the casket for us like we think. We have to recognize that we have more opportunity, we have more grace, way more grace and more patience. God gives us an infinite amount of chances, okay? In the Bible, it says you're supposed to forgive people 77 times, 7 times. And that's just how many times we're supposed to forgive each other. So think about how many times God forgives us on a daily basis. Every bad thought you have. Every time you doubt yourself, God forgives you for that. Every time you question your purpose in Him, His gifts that He put in you, He forgives you for that. You are already in a space where you can do what you want to do. Like, God is already on your side. The universe, everything in the world is already working for your benefit. You know, like, God has put all of these things into place for you. The source energy that has created everything has set you up to follow in some very, very powerful footsteps of other people that have came here and fulfilled their purpose and changed lives. You know, that's what we all have the opportunity to do, whether you do it in the lives of your children, on a global scale, on a neighborhood scale, on a community scale, in your group of friends. You know, we all are going to change somebody's life. You're going to save somebody's life. You're going to be the reason that somebody doesn't give up. We all are going to be able to do that. So it's bigger than us. And that's something I've been saying a lot too. What God has put in you is bigger than you. You know, there's so many people dependent on you to share your story and share your voice. So let this spring equinox be the beginning of you being on your own side. Let this be the beginning of you supporting yourself and loving yourself like no other. Let this be the beginning of you, you know, just pushing yourself to do hard things and giving yourself so much grace and praise and applause for doing those hard things. You know, let this be a season where you're really, really on your side. Once and for all. So yes, guys, that is the tea about the spring equinox, a little conversation about the spring equinox. I hope you guys enjoyed these messages and I hope they resonated with you. Let me know how you guys feel about this down below in the comment section. But yeah, remember, you guys can get a private spring equinox reading from me if you're interested. We're going to be getting into how you've been prepared for this, what you're supposed to be doing to make the most of this energy, and also how you can push forward, you know, and using the things that you've gone through in the winter and the fall to create this space of abundance for you. So check the top of the description box if you're interested in getting one of those readings today. But yes, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I thank you guys for being here. Continue to like the videos, to subscribe, and share it to your friends, and put everybody on to the tea, and continue to get into it. You know, I'm having a great time here. I hope you guys are having a really good time as well. And I hope you guys have been enjoying the consistent content. I've definitely been very, very busy with everything that I've been working on for you guys. So yeah, you know, it's been great to be posting content again and be consistent again. I took like a break for like a week and a half, which is not really a real break in YouTube these days, but I took a little mini break, and I'm feeling really good about everything. And again, y'all gave me some great topics. So there's a lot that we're going to be able to get into as we move forward. But I appreciate y'all, and I love y'all, and I will see you guys next time. Bye guys. Bless.